Jackpot Bingo. B-I-N-G-O, 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 Reversal is my name. Okay, that sounded really lame. I'm never gonna do something like that again. Hello everyone, it is I, Reversal, and welcome back to another episode of Knights and Dragons. Today we're gonna be talking about something very exciting. And by very exciting, I mean really very exciting. I'm gonna give you guys another update on the epic raid bosses, because it is officially announced how the event is going to work. And I know for a fact that a lot of you people have been referring me towards the Crime City forum. I literally have not been reading that because, well, truthfully, those were just assumptions, and maybe it was going to change like some certain kind of mechanic, and if I were to cover it in my video, it would have been that some people would be taking that for granted and would be taking that into consideration. If it wouldn't be true, then people would be getting mad at me for bringing you guys the wrong information, which is completely understandable. So thank you guys so much for your feedback, and we're gonna get down to how the epic race bosses are actually going to be working. I'll be trying to explain it in a way so that way you guys can actually understand how it is going to work, and then after that we're going to summarize my thoughts and my ideas and my opinion about this. First and foremost, this event is going to be an absolute game changer for Knights and Dragons, but I'll tell you guys why in just like a little bit later. Okay, hi Knights. This weekend we'll be introducing the new event, the raid bosses. Well, they forgot the word epic. They usually like flaunt around the word epic, epic this, epic that, epic chest, and epic raid bosses as well. But this time they didn't. Good moderator or administrator, tada! So, grab your guilds and prepare for the biggest, baddest boss to ever cross the rounds. This is your chance to put your teamwork to the test and fight together as one. These events are open to anyone that is in a guild at the beginning of an event. This is very important because if you're not in a guild at the start of the event, you won't be having the ability to actually join in with the event. That's very sour. You can also not promote anyone or kick anyone. It's pretty much like the epic guild war, so take that into consideration. So, how do we scout raid bosses? The first subject is of course gonna be how will you be able to get the raid bosses in working. It's gonna be a very easy system. Only high commanders and above will have the ability to use the gold that you're having in your guild bank, so make sure you contribute to summon these epic raid bosses. And the monsters will be stronger and will be more costly if you're, well, let me rephrase that. If you're going to summon a monster that is relatively weak, it is not going to cost you a lot. If you're going to summon the strongest monster, it's going to cost you a lot of money. It is pretty much like the Guardians, if I can make a comparison. If you want to level up a Guardian, it's going to cost you more money. Another thing that is nice to notice is that you can have up to 5 raid bosses scouted at the same time. So that means you have a choice to actually like attack the monster of your choice. So if you're, for example, are a weak member, like for example you're not that strong and your guild knows that, they will go with a very low level monster, so that way they can actually like filter out who is strong and who isn't strong, so that way the lower people in the guild will also have a shot of defeating the epic raid bosses. I think this is a very good system. I think that people won't find themselves useless and can actually do something for the guild, and it's actually going to be very rewarding in the end as well, but I'll get to that in just a second. So very nice system in overall. They should be doing this during the actual guild war as well, where only high commanders and above have the ability to actually declare the wars, because there's a lot of rogue declarations, so that means that people will declare out of spite or just to troll around, whereas a high commander has some sense of responsibility in most cases, like 90% of the time. And then we're gonna be moving on. How do we fight the raid bosses? Well, this is a nice subject as well. So basically the way it's going to work is, it is exactly the same like the arena, the epic boss, the guild war. You need 1 energy to actually initiate a battle. So you select one of the battles that is in there out of the 5 that are there if you're having 5 up. And it's going to cost you 1 energy to do the fight. The fight is going to work exactly the same as in the arena, so you have your 3 knights and you'll be doing damage on the boss accordingly. I have no idea if you'll be capable of seeing the elements of the boss. I think that's going to be really nice, and you'll be capable to anticipate on the monster itself. And you'll be getting points based on how well you're doing in your attack. So for example, if you're doing a lot of damage, I think you'll be getting a lot of points. So that's a very nice thing as well. Also, what you got to take into consideration, if you defeat the boss, you will also have another portion of points added towards your total score. So it means if you're destroying or defeating a weak monster, you'll be getting less points extra, as where you defeat the strongest monster, of course, you're going to get a lot of victory points. So that is a very nice setup, a very nice way this is going to work. So do I miss out on anything? Yes, I do. Every 25 minutes, just like regular energy, it will be replenishing over time. So you don't have to be playing all the time. It's just if you're active, you'll be rewarded, and that is the next subject, rewards. So the reward system is what is very intriguing towards people who find themselves in the situation where they are like the only person out there who is active in their guild and they feel the guild is for nothing. Well, this event is going to be great for you. Well, I believe this event is going to be okay for you, but not all that great. Of course, the rest of your guild members are not going to be fighting, but the way the rewards are working are as followed. There are multiple ways to earn rewards. Basically, if you're fighting as a group, but also on your own. So make sure you're very active, because you'll also be rewarded for that. So the way it's going to work is your top guild is the total combined points of your total combined raid points will position yourself in the ranking. So for example, if you're doing X amount of damage, you will be getting a certain position, and that's going to be just like the guild war. So for example, you're gonna see the Death Knights in first position because they got the most points out of any other guild out there. The second way to actually get rewards is by being a top player in okay, so the top players, I'm just going to read this one out. Top players use individual raid points versus all players from all guilds in competing in an event. So pretty much individual. A unique achievement title is one of the rewards for the top player at the end of the event. So we can expect the Gem Fest ongoing for people who actually want that extra achievement. There will also be milestones, pretty much like the arena, in which you can actually earn bonus armors, chance chest keys, gems, and plenty of more stuff, including fusion boost armors. So that's really going to be very intriguing for a lot of people, because, as I already mentioned, your individual efforts will be rewarded. Guild members, use your individual raid points versus fellow guild members to get better rewards to members who earn the most points for the guild. Fusion boost armors are possible, so that means if you're the only member active in your guild, you'll be getting also additional rewards as well, or just the person who does the most damage in general. Also a note, let me see, milestone rewards will be given to you guys immediately, pretty much like the arena. So how will the leaderboards work? The start, it is saying leaderboards. Okay, anyway, typo from their side. But the leaderboards, how will they work? Well, basically there's a tab on the leaderboards which will take you to the leaderboards, and I think there are gonna be a lot of leaderboards. I think it's going to be really interesting how this is going to unfold, because, well, this is going to be a game changer. Now, the nice thing about this is that the guild on itself is also kind of competing at the same time. And that makes it very nice. I kind of expect a lot of people returning to Knights and Dragons to get this event ongoing. And if Greece a little bit smart, and if this event is really that great as it seems, then I suppose Greece should be doing this event way more often. Like doing an epic event or doing a fusion boost event. I have no idea how this is going to work out. But what I know is this is probably going to replace this week's guild war. So there's not going to be a guild war this week, there's not going to be an epic guild war this week, but an epic raid boss event. So to summarize everything, I'm just going to go over them quickly again. How do you scout? High commanders and up will be having the ability to actually use money to actually summon the bosses. You can only have 5 bosses at the same time. It's going to be really nice. You'll be having the ability to choose from them. In order to fight, you need energy. Energy replenishes every 25 minutes. You can also purchase energy with gems, and then rewards will be based on the top of all of the guilds combined, the top players, and you got milestone rewards. So really nice event. I like this a lot. The question of the video, of course, is gonna be, what do you guys think about the epic raid boss event so far, and what do you think? Do you think it's going to be exactly the way as you think it is going to be? Do you think it's going to be a little bit different? What do you think is going to happen on the rankings on Knights and Dragons? Because essentially it is every single guild for their own right now. There's not going to be anything like strip battles just like the guild wars anymore. I think this is going to be really good for the game. I think this is going to be really good for the game. I can kind of expect to see a lot of people returning to Knights and Dragons to get active in the game. And make sure to not forget to have your gold available as well, as you are definitely going to be needing it to summon those epic raid bosses, and make sure to contribute to your guild as well. So that is pretty much my take on the epic raid bosses. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to have a lot of fun this weekend, because I will make sure to cover everything of this epic raid boss myself, and I'll also show you guys some gameplay footage of it as well, and I think it's gonna be really great. I'm really looking forward towards it. I hope you guys are as well. So that being said, I'm going to round this episode off here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, make sure that if you guys like this video to boom, give it a thumbs up. This was Reversal for Knights and Dragons. I'll be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.